Let the cards run around, the stories we have found. In the shadows we dance, take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light.
Good morning, everyone. So had to fix a technical error. What I need to do is I need to get like a film crew. I've seen this on TV where people can actually come in and just fix the stuff like that just before we go to commercial. So I hope everybody had that amazing day yesterday. So Jenna, so third snow. Where are you from, Jenna? That sounds very cold. I know Maureen's from the Great White North. Good morning, Maureen. Hello, Jenny. We're from the great middle of nowhere kind of thing here in Maryland. So, wow. So today I'm going to be up in Hagerstown doing readings, so that's nice. Wow. So one of the good things, again, and I thank everybody here, is that it reminds me to stop and take a breath. So I was already doing all that running this morning. I come in here and like the camera's not working. I'm like, okay. And so it's a choice. I could either let that start my day and just keep running with that, or I could listen to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean, which reminds us to take a breath. Feet flat on the floor, butts doing the kitty dance, getting comfortable, and that reminds us to check in where our shoulders are. That good old shoulder meter, and then where the neck is. And now all of a sudden it's like the day is starting in a totally different way. Oh my gosh, Maureen. You know, I'm getting at that age where I really don't want to shovel snow. You know, it's like I'm not as physical as I used to. What was it I just did? Oh, Jenna, you're right down the road from us in Virginia. So, yeah, I did something the other day. And I pulled my back, and I'd never done that before, where it's like I couldn't move. So I am not looking forward to the winter this year as far as shoveling snow. So here's our chance to check in with the universe, though. See if we have any angers or resentments, all that wonderful stuff. And when we take a minute and actually breathe, we can see and check in with our emotions, check in with our feelings, ask how we're doing, and then we can look in a mirror, something like a tarot or yoga, or somehow we look at ourselves, and then we can say, how am I feeling? And then it's like, oh, am I planning on getting angry today? Am I just waiting for somebody to step in front of me or pull out in front of me with their car? So that's the good thing about taking a moment for ourselves. And I say this a lot, right? Because it's a reminder, it's repetition for myself also, and not just for new people. So, then what am I going to do here? Well, for us, I am going to make 3 different stacks. Because it's like each one of these is a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each of these is a different thought or idea. And if we believe in a multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this stack will lead us down one conversation, which is going to be different than this path or this conversation. So this morning, let's take the bottom one, or what I like to think of as things that are underneath that might be influencing us, and we don't even realize it. So I am going to do our 3 in 1. And boy, I tell you what, look at that, how bright that is. I'm going to have to adjust this. So flipping each card over one at a time, like we're reading the pages of a book. Our first card this morning. It's actually one of my favorite cards. It's the Moon card. So what is the Moon card? Card number 18. You know, 8s are about progress, moving forward. So if we're doing our 1 to 10 numerology, our goal is to get to 10. And 8 is kind of close, but we still have, with 18, choices to make, because we've gone through a lot just to get this far. And so people who've been on the channel, they know that I always love to describe the moon card like this, is that it's one of those things where if you're walking through the woods and it's twilight, it's getting dark, and you look over and you see a log. And since it's dark, you're wondering, you're looking at this shadow and you have to wonder, is that a dog or is that something that's going to attack? It's one of those things that elicit fear when we're in the dark. If it's broad daylight, we would just walk right through the towers and keep going where we are. But it's twilight. And so we have to tune our senses. We have to listen to our instincts. We have to trust to be able to walk through, just knowing that, that's just a log. And I'm not going to let my fears stop me. So with the moon card, it's about listening to our instincts, trusting. If this was daylight, we would just walk right through, no problem. So let's see what the next card's going to be then. It's the Three of Wands. So there's some things that we hesitate to start. There's things that, once we go ahead and make that decision and we conquer our fears, then we can move on to something like the Wands, which are fire and energy and passion. And threes are about growth. Threes are like that arrowhead that as we move forward. So this is about making a decision and moving forward. Then we have the next card, which is the Hermit. So, and the Hermit is when we go to the mountain. The Hermit is when we take a moment like we're doing right now and we're reflecting on who we are, where we came from, where we're going. It's an internal reflection of our own mental Wikipedia. So this is examining our mental Wikipedia and reflecting on what we want to do, where we are, and a reflection of how we got here. So today it's one of those things about reflecting on our course, because the Three of Wands, we're still in the beginning phases, and it's good to take a moment that says, I've decided that I am going to do this. And when we do it, instead of doing it like the Knight of Wands, where he's just going to jump, it's about reflecting first and then doing. But let's see what the advice card is. Okay, so today we've got the three majors. And have you ever noticed that it's like, if I go back and I count the number of cards, the Moon pops up a lot for us, and the Hermit pops up a lot. Strength has not popped up a whole lot for us for a while, but what we have here are three majors, and the majors in the tarot are our destiny cards. The minors, like the Three of Wands. The minors are our day-to-day cards. These are the cards that, as I always say, welcome to a Thursday. So this is about looking at where we need to go, what we need to do, and with the advice card being strength. This reading's about seeing things for the way they really, really, really are. And sometimes when we are the Hermit and we get by ourselves and we really reflect on a path that we're on, we have to ask ourselves, am I on the right path? I've been doing tarot for a while. I'm about to start some other stuff. Am I on the right path? I'm about to start another project at the office and it's going to be really big. If I sit back and I stop, it's like, do I want to tell the boss maybe this isn't the best thing to do, even though we've spent this much money? So this is kind of like a reflection on the path that we are on. And then instead of just inertia taking us to where we're going, we go to the mountain, we reflect, and before we go any further, we garner up our inner strength, and we can say, yes, this is the right thing to do, and now's the time to put all that effort into it to push forward, but planning the steps first. Or it's time to say, maybe it's not right. As I look back to where we came from, did I react out of fear? Was this choice made out of fear? Am I getting married out of fear? So what are the choices we have? What are the choices that we made? Reflecting on those things and making a decision to do the next right thing in our lives. Do I really want to do this? Am I doing this for other people? Am I doing it for the right reasons? Am I doing it because of fear? Am I doing it, instead of trusting as I walked through the moon card, I turned around and I started on a different path? So today, let's reflect on the paths that we are on and where we're going. And are we doing it for the right reasons? And then making the decision that I am 100% confident in this decision because I've thought about it, I've written it down, I've gone to the mountain, and this is the right decision. So with that, and again, this is 3 destiny cards. So just reflect on decisions that we're making right now. Should I stay or should I go? All those things like that. And with that, it's a lot to contemplate on today. I'll probably sit here for the next extra 10 or 15 minutes just understanding what this one means. So with that, thank you again. Take care, and I am so looking forward to being back again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards.